And Tori, I throw it to you first. Do you think the Ravens are the biggest winners in the AFC North this offseason?
I think the Ravens are the biggest winner this offseason, not necessarily because of the draft. This is a team that consistently is going to be in position to contend because of how talented they are at drafting. You watch what they did. Everyone gave them an A. I gave Eric an A as well. I thought he did a great job at drafting. But I think they're in a better position than big winners because of who they're actually getting back this year. They're healthy. Last year, this team was crushed by injuries. It felt like at one point the entire roster was on IR. And so to have a healthy Lamar back, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Ronnie Stanley, your franchise left tackle, that's a huge opportunity for this team. The core of their team is still intact, and that's the key. Adding pieces in during the draft to help get you to the next level. And that's what the Ravens have done, and that's why they're always true contenders this time of the year.
Gotta ask you, you're a wide receiver. You had great success with the Ravens. They trade their best wide receiver in Marquise Brown. We, of course, have Bateman. Are you trusting Devin Duvernay and James Prochet II to be the guys in a big game in late January? Like, the receiver position is still very bleak in Baltimore, is it not?
I think they have the opportunity to add someone else to it, probably find a veteran, and the Ravens do a good job of that. Or they can possibly trade for someone. But the reality of it is those guys can play. You know, Rashad Bateman, he's going to surprise a lot of people this year. I had the opportunity to watch him in camp. I feel like he's a true number one receiver. There's not a single thing on that field he can't do in terms of running the inside route tree or the outside route tree. He's going to be a big-time playmaker. He's healthy this year. I didn't even mention he missed the first part of the season. He started off very well in camp.
We were excited about it.
Ended up having that sports hernia injury. So for him to be completely healthy, I understand that surgery. I had that after my rookie season, and it's tough to work through. So for him, he's going to take a big leap this year. And also the tight end position, right? We can't forget about Mark Andrews. He is the number one receiver on that team, so this team's going to be fine.
Are you trying to get him to go play again, or what are you trying to do here?
I'm curious to see whether he can give at least 5 plays or 10 plays, because they might need you, especially with the injuries they had last season. You could have played a big role last year. But the Bengals won the division, and the Bengals didn't lose many players. They lost a tight end that they love. They lost a few positions on defense. But, I'm interested in how this whole offseason goes, because I feel like no one's talking about the Bengals.
They really
aren't. Last year was some sort of apparition, or all right, it was cute, the Bengals made this little run. But they bring everybody back, and they added. Let's take a look at what they did. They had to protect Joe Burrow. So who'd they get? Oh, I don't know. They get Alex Kappa from Tampa. They get Lyle Collins from the Cowboys. Ted Karras from the Patriots. And they draft a 4th-rounder in Cordell Volson. And this is their number one priority, protect Joe Burrow. So they did that very deliberately on all 3 spots along the line. And I think if they do that, then they're going to be as good, if not better, than last year. I also love their 1st-round pick, which, again, in a draft with Sauce Gardner and with Derek Stingley, and then you get through all the different players on defense.
Lots of flash.
Daxton Hill did not get a lot of love. This is a guy who probably is the most versatile of the defensive backs in this draft. Played corner and safety, can do a lot of things in that defense, and joins an already stout D. I looked at what some of the procrastinators, is that what you call it? Procrastinators or something? Prognosticators.
I'll get around to that later.
Exactly. If you can wait and procrastinate enough, you'll get to this segment. The prognosticators, I see some that have the Bengals as the 3 in the AFC North, behind the Ravens and the Browns. I don't know. I could have sworn they had an amazing run and beat Ryan Tannehill and the Titans in Tennessee, and then Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, which we were both at, Kay, and there was no fluke to any of that. And they're a couple plays away from winning a Super Bowl. So before we crown the Ravens, because they get, a couple guys back and J.K. Dobbins is back on the field, let's respect what the Bengals have done and what they still bring back.
The Browns are a mystery to me, because are they the 2020 Browns that went to the playoffs, won a playoff game for the first time in forever,
right,
or are they the 2021 Browns, which just never seem to develop any type of flow? Now, obviously, they've made a quarterback change. They bring in Deshaun Watson, give him a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. We don't know still whether Deshaun Watson is going to be on the field in week 1. Is he going to face an NFL suspension amidst ongoing allegations of sexual misconduct? But let's also go back to a different trade the Browns made, one that's been completely forgotten about because of the Deshaun Watson trade, the Amari Cooper trade. Before the wide receiver market went absolutely bonkers, the Browns get Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick and a flop of 6th-round picks.
Still makes no sense.
Compare that to the other deals. It was because he made $20 million. And other teams were like, well, we want you to take a pay cut. We want you to take your number down. Amari Cooper said, no, I'd rather just be released than do that. You talk about Devontae Adams commands a first and a second round pick, which even that was viewed by some people in the league as light. A.J. Brown's a first and a third. Tyreek Hill was all the picks that the Dolphins could possibly give. Amari Cooper went to Cleveland for absolutely nothing. 4 1,000-yard seasons. He's still 27 years old. Great. I have no idea how that's possible because I swear he's been in the league for 10 years. 27-year-old receiver who certainly appears like he's got a lot left for a team that, again, going to be starting over. We'll see who the quarterback is, but they should be potent on offense.
And the money's not crazy if
No.
you look at it now. Take us through what Adams and Hill are making because he's going to make $7-8 million less.
Tyreek Hill is a legit 3-year, $75 million deal, even if you cut off the fluff on the end. Devontae Adams is upwards of $23 million a year. You get Cooper for 1 year for $20 million. And again, you didn't give up something big where, okay, if we don't re-sign him, we're giving up all these picks. You give up a 5. You can make a 5. The Ravens made like 6 4s this year by just trading down a couple of times. They made the entire 4th round. It's not that hard to get that pick back.
Do you think people are where they should be as far as excitement and questions with the Browns? Like, you know, like with the Bengals, it sort of doesn't fit. They went into the Super Bowl as the AFC, contender. You have a bunch of injuries on the Ravens. People are sleeping on them. That makes sense to me. Around the league, are people like, when it comes to the Browns? Are people excited as they should be? Because I haven't thought about Amari in months.
I think it's difficult to judge the Browns when you just don't know who the quarterback is going to be, when you have this unresolved situation, and it is ongoing. And we don't know when resolution would come. Certainly the league tries to resolve situations before training camp or worse before the regular season just so you don't have things happening midseason, but you just don't know. I still go back to everything else they've got on that roster. They got one of the best backfields in the league. You add Amari Cooper to that receiver group. You've got a defense that is super talented and has Myles Garrett leading it. Why shouldn't the Browns be looked at as a potential playoff team but for the questions of the most important position?
To me, it's the Bengals, and then it's who's the threat to the Bengals. I mean, with the questions with the Browns that I have and the huge cloud over the head, it's got to be the Ravens that sort of compete. But the Bengals went in. They had one weakness. It kept them from winning a Super Bowl. They addressed it. That's fine. They have some secondary issues, of course. What are you doing with Bates? The way that they drafted makes me think they're not doing a long-term deal, which would break my heart because I'm a huge fan of him. Of course, maybe it's insurance for Bell and all of that, so I'm looking to see how that unfolds. With the Ravens, they took, all I hear in the NFL, I sit here, take the top off the defense. You need the guy that's going to go downfield. They got rid of that guy, and I don't know who the guy is that's going to sort of take over for that. But I'll ask you, when, as a receiver, do you make the biggest leap? Because now we've got receivers that haven't played with Deshaun. There's going to have to be chemistry. Jamar, I think that there's this factor with Jamar and Joe that they've been together. How good? It's scary to think how good Jamar Chase can be because I think from freshman to sophomore year is a huge leap.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a star for a long time. What he was able to do right away is literally unheard of. He was shattering every record across the board. But I think as a receiver, your situation determines your success. And we don't talk about that enough. And when you have a personal relationship like they do as players, you have a franchise quarterback, one of the best young players in this league, their chemistry is going to be off the charts. And you can go to the Ravens for the same thing, right? If you're not on the field with your receiver, your quarterback, it's going to be hard for you to develop that chemistry. And so I think for a lot of these younger guys, I think that second and third year with reps with your quarterback is really where you kind of get that jump.